The vast expanse of space stretched out in front of them, an endless void that had seen the rise and fall of countless civilizations. Yet nothing had prepared the Galactic Council for what was about to unfold. They had seen their fair share of battles, spacefaring races, and technological marvels, but nothing was like this. Nothing compared to what the humans had to offer. It all started when Earth, after centuries of isolation, finally joined the galactic community. At first, many of the galaxy's most advanced species had been skeptical. Humans were primitive, some said. Their technology was archaic compared to the hyper-advanced fleets of the galactic empires. How could they possibly stand out in a universe filled with unimaginable power? But then, Earth sent a representative, a pilot. Commander John Harris, Earth's greatest pilot, was renowned across the planet for his unparalleled skills. He had been trained in the most dangerous and unorthodox maneuvers, surviving countless dogfights in Earth's airspace. He had defied the laws of physics and survived what no one else could. His reputation had reached the stars, and when the Council decided to hold a grand intergalactic race to test the abilities of various species, the humans had entered, thinking it would be a simple race. But to the Council, it was a test of humanity's potential and, more importantly, their resolve. The race was unlike any other. The participants would pilot advanced ships, each crafted by the galaxy's top engineers. Ships that could reach unimaginable speeds, warp through space, and twist around asteroids like they were nothing more than pebbles. The alien species had already begun sizing up their competitors, believing the humans would falter. As the countdown began, the engines of the ships roared to life. The Arath, the towering insectoid race, and the sleek Viscari with their feathered designs, both positioned themselves confidently, sure they had already won. The Zaraki, a mechanical species, powered up their ship, its metallic body reflecting the stars. And then there was Harris, sitting in the cockpit of a modified human fighter, a ship far less advanced than anything the others had. The Council's members watched in silence as the human ship started to sputter and shake. They whispered among themselves, certain that the race would end before it began. The humans, they thought, had no chance against the might of their advanced designs. Then the race began. The alien ships shot forward, their engines thrusting them into the vacuum of space at blistering speeds. The crowd gasped as the alien racers expertly maneuvered through space, leaving streaks of light behind them as they dodged debris and space anomalies. But Harris was different. Instead of following the conventional methods of spaceflight, he relied on his instincts. He wasn't flying the ship in the way the galactic engineers had designed it to be flown. No, Harris was flying it human style. He relied on his deeply ingrained training, his knowledge of Earth's atmospheric conditions, his military tactics, and his ability to read every shift in the environment. The Viscari and Arath were fast, precise, and graceful, their ships gliding effortlessly through space. But Harris, he was chaotic. He flew with an unpredictable ferocity that stunned the crowd. He tilted the ship at impossible angles, pulling maneuvers no one thought possible in zero gravity. He dove and soared through asteroid fields, dodging space debris with a skill that made even the most seasoned pilots wince. "What is he doing?" one of the Council members whispered. "He's breaking every rule of physics." "It's human," another answered, their voice filled with disbelief. "No other race has ever flown like this." Harris's ship screamed as it pushed through the race's most dangerous stretch, the nebula of the Gorgoth. The swirling cloud of cosmic dust and radiation was a death trap for most ships, but not for Harris. He seemed to dance through the chaos, using his ship's every function to twist and turn with near impossible speed. Every alien pilot, no matter how skilled, was left in his wake. They had no answer for his style. The Zaraki, the most technologically advanced race, attempted to match Harris's unpredictable movements, but their machine-like precision couldn't replicate the human ingenuity that fueled his flight. As the Zaraki tried to mimic his chaotic patterns, they collided with debris, their ships slowly losing their edge. "Impossible," the Zaraki pilot muttered, eyes wide with shock. How was he doing this? But it wasn't just the piloting that left them stunned. It was the human spirit. the tenacity, the willpower, and the sheer refusal to accept limits. Harris wasn't just flying, he was fighting against the laws of physics itself. He pushed himself to the brink, then pulled back, never losing control. The humans, they realized, weren't bound by the same rules that governed the rest of the universe. As the final stretch of the race approached, the Arath and Viscari were struggling to keep up. Harris's ship was now in the lead, and there was no sign of anyone catching up. His heart raced, his focus unshakable as he'd approached the final curve, an impossible twist around the gravity well of the dying star. The alien pilots watched in awe as Harris made the turn. No one had ever survived such a maneuver, let alone completed it at full speed. He pulled it off effortlessly, his ship skimming the edge of the star's event horizon. As the finish line came into view, Harris grinned. "Human style," he muttered to himself. With a final burst of speed, Harris rocketed across the finish line, the crowd falling silent. For a moment, the only sound was the hum of his ship's engines. Then the galaxy erupted in applause. The Galactic Council, stunned by the feat, had no words. The alien pilots stared at the human, utterly speechless. Harris had shattered every expectation, proving that Earth, though young and inexperienced in the ways of space, possessed something far more valuable than technology, something that could never be replicated: human spirit. The Council, for the first time, was forced to recognize the truth. Humanity wasn't just a species on the fringe of galactic society. They were a force to be reckoned with.